At Retravision, we know exactly what you want, like our lowest price guarantee, buy now and pay later, and an extra 5% discount for RAC members. That's on top of all the latest tech from the world's best brands at Retravision.
A lot more secure in the right, pushing forward.
Bad shot here, boys, and we start a roll here. One bad shot to open the door here, boys. Come on, lad.
Yep, one bad shot is going to bring Faf du Plessis in, mate. Yeah, Faf du Plessis just got 100. That's a pretty good form, Bernie.
We now know who the champions of the Retravision Premier T20 League are. Congratulations to Halls Head Cricket Club, who won an enthralling match this week just gone in defeating Shoalwater by 9 runs. We also saw a huge score in Wyllie Cup on Saturday, round 15 of the Peel Cricket Association, with Knights Baldivis scoring 6 for 381. And winning their game by 291 runs. And that included a massive 181 off 118 deliveries by White Knights' new recruit in Brad Williams. We have a bit of a chat to him. We'll also talk about some of the other scores, including, yep, it happened. Halls Head, they got knocked off on the weekend. They lost in a tight game against Waroona. We'll have a little bit of a deep dive into that one. Basically, they lost by 1 wicket in an absolute thriller at Peerwood Reserve. So well done there to Waroona. Also, some other things happened. The women's or the ladies T20. What round is it? It was. They've done a big bash, I reckon. They've done some sort of stuff with the final. So it was the. Oh, the semi-finals. There we go. The semi-finals have been played and won. So we have one team that is through to the grand final, and that is South Mandurah. They are the current champions, and they are waiting to see who will win out of Halls Head and Shoalwater. Those two clubs are having a good old ding-dong all the way through all the grades, be it ladies T20, be it A-grade Wyllie Cup, or be it the Retravision Premier T20 League. It's all happening. Also, Saturday, just gone. Hands up if you were at Optus Stadium. Who watched our almighty, our champion Scorchers get the job done against the Brisbane Heat? What a game, what an atmosphere. Close on 54,000 people at Optus. There was a sea of orange. For a cricket person like myself, who's been very, very concerned about the way the game is going, to see 54,000 people come out to watch a domestic T20 competition and get behind their team and cheer as loud. That stadium, if it had a roof, the roof would have been blown off. It would have been flying through the air. I tell you what, I've been to a few games there. I mean, I'm a Collingwood man, as you may well know. So I only get to see the Pies play, once or twice, well, once a year, more often than not. Playing against the Eagles, especially one of the finals recently, that was the loudest I've heard. And I've grown up watching the cricket at the MCG, and watching the Pies and watching grand finals and things like that. But I tell you what, the noise that's made when the West Coast Eagles run on the ground, or when they score goal, when they're doing well, in a game against one of the bigger clubs like the Pies, is something else. That was repeated, if not more, on Saturday, and I'll put that was unbelievable. The atmosphere to see the let's be honest, most people probably thought once Ashton Turner got out that was it. We all forgot about Coops, old Cooper Connolly. No one knew who the hell he was when he walked out the bat. By the end of the game, all you heard was Cooper. I just, yeah, I was, it helped draw me back into the game. So it was great stuff. And what also was very warming on Tuesday, which we'll talk about in a segment just a little bit further down, Tuesday in the Retravision Premier T20 League Grand Final to see, I'll tell you what, the estimates were close to between 300 and 400 people were there watching. We had a great Junior Blasters activation thanks to WA Cricket. We had Teagan Georgia Wyllie, our own Teagan Georgia Wyllie. They were down. Player appearances, signing autographs for the kids, interviews, all that sort of stuff. We had food truck. We had a lot of people lining up, having their tea, having an ice cream. And both Shoalwater and Hall's Head had great support. The noise got really loud because the game was so close, so tight. And when Hall's Head got over the line in the last over, bowling out Shoalwater for 96, 95. Yeah, it was just terrific to see. And this is what we need more of. So let's get around each other. Anyway, you are on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. My name is Orazio Santolucia, and this show is proudly brought to us by our fantastic sponsors in Retravision, ESA Sports, and Everlast Sports Drinks. And if you are listening on Saturday morning between 8 and 9, thank you very much for tuning in to Sport FM 91.3. We are on the Pavilion, and we are going to go to a little break. We're back after this. Welcome back to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which is proudly brought to you by Retravision, where if you are an RAC member, you get extra 5% off already low prices, all the electrical stuff that you love. Retravision is the store to go to. ESA Sports Agency, making every sports moment epic. Get on a Johnny Sanders there. Everything sport, coaching, clothing, custom team wear, promotional gear, player appearances, like sports stars, all that sort of stuff, sports memorabilia, anything sport. ESA Sports Agency is the place to go. And Everlast Sports Drinks, ESA Sports Agency are exclusive agents selling one of the best sports drinks on the market. And the best part about it is not only the price, but the fact you get 750 mils, isotonic hydration at its very best. And you may be listening on Saturday morning between 8 and 9. And if you are so listening, thank you for listening on Sport FM 91.3. Okay. The Retravision Premier T20 League Grand Final has been run and won. Congratulations to Hall's Head Cricket Club, who won an enthralling match on Tuesday evening, defeating Shoalwater Bay, who were the reigning champs, by 9 runs. It was a replay of last year's grand final, except this time the roles were reversed and Hall's Head were the team that come out on top. Now, we worked really hard as an association to put on a show to really bring the PCA together, to try to highlight that it is a special thing that we've got. We wanted to bring the youngsters along to try to encourage them and to really inspire them to want to go on and play senior cricket at their club. So we had an activation run by WA Cricket. We had some player appearances from Georgia and Teague Wyllie, who are our local superstars, both state cricketers and doing us proud. We had a food truck, so that meant families could come down and have their dinner. We had an ice cream van, because who doesn't like an ice cream? And we had some fantastic cricket. 2 teams that put on an absolute show, really highlighting how privileged they are, and we all are, to be able to play on a Tuesday evening under lights, live streamed around the world. I mean, we get international coverage. We get feedback from all over the world, people tuning in and watching some darn good cricket, and Tuesday was no exception. Now, obviously, not everyone was able to get there. So what we decided to do, Tim Lees, who was my co-commentator, and he's on this show sometimes when time permits, etc. He went out and about with his mic and camera and captured some of the sights and sounds around the ground pre-game. Got chatting with a few people, etc. Got chatting with a player. I'll let you No, it was Josh Rudge, who was probably one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, for Hall's Head winning the game. He scored the only 50 of the match and helped Hall's Head to get to the score of 106, 105. And his little wrap up at the end was that of an utter pro, and that is, if Josh Rudge is anything, he's an absolute professional, a lovely, lovely person, and his little chat at the end really highlights why he's so popular and why he is a leader and why he is the captain of the PCA representative side, amongst other things. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a few little clips. You're just going to hear one clip after another after another. This is basically Tim Lees just going around and capturing the sights and the sounds of Retravision Premier T20 League Grand Final evening. This is what you may have missed if you weren't there.
RAC members get exclusive deals and offers, plus an extra 5% off on top of our lowest price guarantee at Retravision.
Here we are, Peel Cricket Association, live at Peelwood Parade, the home of Hall's Head, and probably Peel Cricket Association as well. The huge Peel Premier League Grand Final and the ultimate decider tonight. We've got two presidents of both the deciding clubs, Ash Wyborn over here on our right. Ash, welcome along. How you feeling, mate?
Thanks, Leesy. Yeah, a little nervous, mate, but all excited as well. Nice buzz around here tonight. Horatio's done a great job organising all this, so yeah, hopefully it's a ripper game.
Now, I might just try and pan across to the crowd here quickly. And there's a few people right out the back. The car park's packed. There's a big activation over the back there by the Wacker.
Right.
Talk to us about how that came about.
Mate, you're asking the wrong bloke. Big O's got his mitts all over that, so it's his idea. I think it's a brilliant one, and maybe something we can build on next year with a bit more planning and beforehand.
If you can hand it over to Bestie. Yeah, it's a collaboration, isn't it, Bestie, between the juniors and the seniors?
Yeah.
So great to see both of those bodies working together in Peel Cricket.
No, it's good. And yeah, just to see the youngsters having a bit of fun, and they're going to get to go out and hopefully get a signature from some of their heroes from within the club, which will be a nice little touch as well.
Just trying to let Gilly know here. I want to chat to him in a second if possible. But how are you feeling, mate? Nerves?
Not really nerves. Obviously, we had a late out probably 3 hours ago in Corey Wasley, which is a massive out for us. But I think our top 8 we bat quite strong, and I think we can definitely. Hopefully.
Maybe nervous anticipation, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
Looking forward to the contest. I think it's going to be a ripper.
Two best sides are there, so.
All right, here we go. Thank you very much, Daniel Best, Ash Wyborn, both presidents of the deciding clubs tonight. Big handshake. Here we are live on Peel Cricket Association, the Peel Premier League Grand Final. It's Shoalwater Bay CC versus the Hall Cricket Club. And I have Aaron Arridge here live. Aaron, how are you feeling? Jitters out. Just hitting a few there, batting first.
Yeah, batting first for 15, so nice crunch time. So yeah, go put up a score. We'll see where we get.
Talk about the team's preparation. I'll just sort of pan over there. There's a few boys finishing up, hitting balls. Won the toss, batting first, back themselves in to get a good score.
I think this year we actually bat first every game, so it's just sound approach from us. We haven't had to rattle off anything new, so yeah, getting balls. We'll go see what we do and see who won the lights.
I reckon every tonight would have taken some inspiration from that BBL final. Oh my goodness, what a contest. How's your preparation gone? Have you done your study on your position? Do you have any plans, or are you just sticking with what you guys can control?
What we can control, but obviously they got a few different guys. Little bowlers did a number on us last same position, so one better's a payback, but two.
You said personally really enjoyed the competition. Can you give us a comment about the Peel Premier League and what it's like to play in it as a player?
Just really nice to obviously come back. Same guys I played with in juniors, and the same guys at the bar that man was playing with B grade 10 years ago. So that's from perspective, but yeah, it's really good. Now that mates with blokes across the league, so to be able to butt against them at different times, and it's a nice little spectacle.
outstanding, mate. So, I like how you slipped into a comment for Dad. Roscoe's listening, mate. How good. Shout out to Roscoe. Yeah, how do you think it's going to roll tonight? And any plans you can get a bit of an insight into batting-wise or your mind?
Well, mine's pretty interesting. We are trying to run the whole heap. It's kind of caution in the wind. If I and Jackie have a match in the contest year, come in and do up a bit of a mop up of my. So general players will go pretty on the power play. Sort of we get to after 6, 10 overs, and yeah, so kind of total we can.
The ball in your hand, right?
We'll be bowling, standard in three stuff. Won't be anything overly exciting. Yeah, hope to just hold it up and see if we can wickets falling from there.
Aaron, thanks for your time. Good luck, mate.
Cheers.
Here we are live at the home of cricket in the Peel Cricket Association. Tim Lee's on the mic with Teague Wyllie and Georgia Wyllie. How good is this? Well, I won't say the Wonder twins, but I tell you, the Wonder siblings, can we say that? I know Snout and Marnie are pretty stoked to see this interview later. Hopefully they are anyway. Welcome down here, guys. Obviously, your local area. It's like coming home again. Can you tell us a bit about why you're here and yeah, how is it having the juniors around you?
Oh, it's always great coming back down. Love coming out and Peel cricket. We were invited down by the Peel Premier League to come and set up some little clips for all the young cricketers around here to try and promote the game in the region. So it's been really good to see a turnout and we'll see some good cricket.
Awesome. Obviously, both of you guys have had sensational starts to your careers. How important has it been to have a competition like Peel Juniors and obviously Rocky Mandurah players to sort of graduate through? Could you throw it over to Georgia? How's it been?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think this collaboration between juniors and the seniors is what gets us into the position that we're in. So I think it's awesome, and to have these kids watching a grand final afterwards, pretty special too, I think.
We've got Alan just hiding over the back here. We might just pan around from the car. Fantastic to have him down here as well. Tonight, Shoalwater versus Bulls Head Cricket Club. What are you sort of thinking? Have a tip for us?
We're wishing it was Manchester out there, but I think it's going to be pretty tough for the Shoalwater boys, so hopefully it's a game though.
Oh yeah, well it's going to be tough for the Shoalwater guys. Corey Wasley's not playing tonight. He's been their big key player for the last couple of seasons now. So although I am barracking for the Shoalwater Seals tonight, I reckon the Hulls Head have the foot.
While you got the mic, I'm going to say my wife is a big fan of you. Now, I know, right? So when you're ton and you quoted Snout here that, you don't carry on when you're 100 and you've got to, job's not done yet. My wife actually shared a post on her Insta and everywhere. And if you know my family, my wife doesn't like cricket league. So I tell you what, I think he's moved on from Brady and I think you're a new thing. So can you talk to us about that 100 and how it was just quickly? Obviously, the boys have been around since then. Stirred you up?
Oh, it's been quite surreal. It still doesn't feel real that I made that 100 earlier in the year. Looking back on it, probably a few years' time will be a really special few days. Cop a bit of slack for it. Actually, I didn't even say it about the account thing and why did you throw me under the bus there? Got the fair bit of slack for it. So, but it was really, really good. My daddy's now been a big person to carry for personal success, so I like to carry it on.
So let's quickly talk about that. Backyard cricket back in the day would have been epic, surely. Did Snouter go a long run? Did he just smash it everywhere? Did he make triple tons? Who spat the dun? Talk to us.
Could throw people under the bus. But no, Dad was really upstairs on the balcony being helping me out a little bit, so I didn't do it for long, which I have ended up the bowler and I couldn't get tea out, so it's ended up pretty well.
All right, we go. Here we are live at home, the mecca of Peel Cricket, Halls, and we have Charles Kunjay here from the Shoalwater Seals. Charles, thanks for your time. How are you feeling?
Well, pretty calm. Waiting to get in, go.
Right, so tonight you guys sensational run into the final. Hall's Head, they've been on fire. Have you had a look at the lineup? Have you got some plans? Or what's the focus been for yours tonight?
Obviously, I've had their previous game, personal plans. The team obviously, from my personal to go in there, even if I have to go out there and execute it. So, yeah, something like that.
Now, outstanding competition, isn't it, the Peel Premier League?
Yeah, it is.
Can you talk to us a bit about your experience? It's like to pull the cups on of Shoalwater Bay.
Well, it's been, it's been well. We've had a good season. I've had a good season so far. Also being in the T20, we have something right at this point. And there's more competition. Guys coming up in first grade, guys have been in A grade, guys are coming up. Also, let's see a little bit of chance from both parties.
How about you personally tonight? What's going through your head and what are you trying to accomplish personally?
Just do basics right, and hopefully it'll come on and obviously do well, and they will benefit from that.
They had a comprehensive in the semi-final. How's the feeling of the boys? Feeling confident?
Really confident. We had a game last Saturday, so we're obviously trying to take that energy in this game, and hopefully confidence will just growing into winning. Obviously, we still have bowling first. We restrict the low total. Hopefully, that confidence will carry on with batting. Can we talk about Daniel Best, your president? Had a quick yarn over there. Yeah. He looks a bit nervous. Been in and around lads, because I tell you, he's just a sensational fella, isn't he? Dependable, because he's in a position where he can't silently do anything. Yeah. So it's good nervous. He wants to win. Yeah, it's not him being nervous. I wouldn't want to be nervous now. I'm not. That's already done that. I'm ready to go now. Boys, these tunes are unbelievable, aren't they? They're put away. I won't get any more, Charles. Good luck, mate. Rip at night. Look for the water's sake. Good luck to you. Here we are live down at Peelwood Parade, the Peel Premier League, the decider, and Hall's Head boys are up and about the 2023 edition. And we have Josh right here live. Josh, how are you feeling? Magnificent win.
Yeah, I'll say it's up there, but I haven't got that many, unfortunately. It's about time, I think, the amount of work gone on behind the scenes. And the field, the players, to get us here, it's about time we got some silverware to show. I'm so proud of the boys for the effort they put in tonight and leading to it.
Some absolute scenes just before the team get led by Wyllie. Just magnificent to see. Can you just cast your mind back to the start of tonight? One toss, batted. Things didn't quite get the plan early on.
I think it's obviously a game-defining moment, really. How quickly you adapt to the situations you find yourself in. Obviously, the game we played to the Grandie, we were looking like we were going to close somewhere near 200. And I think we always thought we'd probably get somewhere close again today if we had a good start. Obviously, I think we lost 3 in the power play. So we had to reassess, we had to regroup, and we had to make sure we batted the 20 overs. And the lads got a few away at the end as well to get us to a decent total.
You had some pretty serious batters lead around you, Burridge and Manuel, and really dug deep, and you seemed to be the glue of the innings, and there was quite a few moments there where people thought you were going to lose your cool, but you just kept calm, kept knocking it over. Can you talk to us about that middle sort of period and how you sort of stayed in the game?
It wasn't quite we planned to go about our back innings, but that's the game, isn't it? You have to adapt, you have to back to the situation, and I knew if we had wickets in hand to the end, we'd be able to get a few boundaries away. They just falling around us. It's a tough wicket, and Shoalwater bowled really well. Set good fields and made it difficult for us. You get 100 on the board in a final, anything can happen. We failed to chase 130 against the boys last year. They're coming to play. You start doubting your own abilities, maybe. But the boys in the second things there, just got us over the line. It was fantastic.
Now, when you're out with 17 balls to go, you look full on, but half century in a final, magnificent effort by your last few batters just to get you to that competitive total.
Yeah, the lads, they're a fit bunch. They run well between the wickets, bat on ball and running around. Obviously, the field's at that point in the game. So, yeah, a couple of wickets in hand. Scotty at the end there, not got on. They ran. He said something then.
You're right.
They ran well between the wickets.
And bowling innings from shoulder. I mean, they bowled well, and you guys just matched it. You seem to bowl good areas. Scotty Martin, Tim Miles, Aaron Burridge, you just charged in. Just the pace is a real feature.
Yeah, I think, and you know, when you bowl at a decent pace and then take the pace off, it becomes very difficult. Since Christmas, a lot of cricket played on these wickets. Peelwood, you bowl back of length on a green seam, it's going to do it, and it's going to be difficult to race on. So yeah, the lads had their plans, we bowled to our fields. I think quite a lot of cricket we were pretty much spot on in the field too. So,
how about you personally this season, mate? Really enjoyed your time. You've obviously been around a while now.
Yeah.
Cricket Association.
Yeah. So
what's it like wearing the colours of the golden brown? Sorry, golden brown.
Can't really put into words what this club has done. Honestly, it's given me a whole life here. Given me work. It's given me a set of mates I could never find. Had a couple of fears came over. Was you know, it would be a good bunch of lads. But I enjoy myself. I can't begin to explain now how fun this has been. So like I lads a lot. It's a great club to be a part of, and I'm so pleased. You know, I could get some of the weight out there when it flagged them.
Now you got work tomorrow, mate. Much fun tonight. Are the boys going to get around it?
I've got to blow in a bag at 6 o'clock in the morning. Go, but yeah, no, I've got to leave by example.
Well, look, well behaved tonight, but I'm sure you'll get a chance to celebrate with your teammates. Josh Rudd, magnificent innings in the grand final, and congratulations. Go enjoy with all your mates.
Thank you to Shoalwater as well. All the best for the finals. Over as well. Right.
Cheers, mate. Go and enjoy it.
At Retravision, we know exactly what you want, like our lowest price guarantee. Buy now and pay later, and an extra 5% discount for RAC members. That's on top of all the latest tech from the world's best brands at Retravision.
The Pavilion Appeal Cricket Show. You're back. How good was that? If you weren't there, you just caught some of the atmosphere there. I thought this was a good way to try to share it to those that weren't able to come down on Tuesday evening. Look, Tuesday was a great night. Look, I'd like to thank my executive for all the work that they did to put on the show. We really worked hard. You know, we made a decision to really push it and make this something, and I think we've set something up for the future. And hopefully we can continue to really put on a spectacle. I think we've got something special, and I think sometimes you've just got to show it off. And so thank you to everyone that was involved there, and thank you to the two clubs. I mean, they were great. The way the game was played out was amazing. The sportsmanship was fantastic. So what happened in the game? Well, let's get to it. So what happened is basically Hallshead, they won the toss and they elected to bat, as they have for most of the season. And there was nothing wrong with the wicket at all. It was just grand final nerves. Some really, really good bowling. Shoalwater, well, both teams are there for a reason. And, their batting at times was explosive and outstanding and sort of got them over the line, no doubt. But their bowling and fielding was sensational. You had two teams that were really, really hot in the field. So, with the ball, Shoalwater did everything that they did to get themselves there. They were tight. They were worked really hard in the field, took all their catches. The bowlers all did their job. We even saw a hat trick. So Charles Kunji, the Zimbabwean overseas player for Shoalwater, opened the bowling, bowled some off spin, and then he come back on for an over later on. He got 2 in 2. And they were the last 2 balls of that over. And we built up the sort of scene saying, you know, next over he's going to come on for a hat trick ball. And Chris D'Alessandro, the captain, forgot and took him off and made his bowling changes. But throughout, their bowling and fielding was spectacular. Mitch Oliver in the field again. Look, I don't think I've gone too far. He's clearly one of the best fielders in the country. In WA anyway. He is outstanding in the field. He'd be one of the better fielders in Premier cricket, no doubt. Affected a run out, the eventual run out of Josh Rudd, who at the end was just trying to get back on strike. And to most other fielders, you probably would have got back. but not to Mitch. Mitch picked it up, one hand, great throw from the boundary, and Josh wasn't anywhere near it. Mitch bowled 4 overs of really, really good leg spin. Got 2 for 7, I believe. Figures were outstanding. As a bowling unit, they were really, really good. So at that stage, having held Hall's Head to 8 for 105, they're really in the mix here. You're really thinking, well, wow, what a great display there by Shoalwater with the ball. With the bat, it was Josh Rudge, 55 off 56, really carried the team through. It was a really gutsy innings by him. Tim Miles, 17. They put on a really good partnership, and then that was about it. Everyone else really struggled to get into the game. Charles Kunji got a hat-trick. His hat-trick he came back on way later, like probably 5 or 6 overs later, and then built it up, and sure enough, gets a stumping. Jake Wyllie was out stumped, and the place erupted. It was fantastic. So Charles Kunji, 3 for 21 with his off spin. You had Jackson Ward, who was magnificent throughout the tournament, bowling. He's just everything. He just bowls little change ups here, there, and everywhere. Very smart bowler. I like the way he does his things. He got 1 for 15, and Mitch Oliver 2 for 7, including 2 maidens off his 4. That's for a leg spinner. That is ridiculous. 8 for 105, and you're thinking, wow, is it going to be 2 years in a row? Shoalwater going to do the job. They forgot to tell Hall's Head. They came out on fire. Aaron Burridge led the way. His 4 overs, 3 for 7, really got pace and bounce and zip, and just went through the top order, as did Scotty Martin. I think his first over, I don't think Scott Martin was slower than Usain Bolt. He was sprinting in from the Scott Martin end, which is the Old Coast Road end. He absolutely sprinted in, and basically it was 1 for 1, 2 for 7, 3 for 9, 4 for 16, and it's pretty much game over from there. But to be fair, Charles Kunji really, really did a good job. He sort of took over the order when he got in. He got 34 off 42 and tried his best to get his team over the line. Joey T come in and probably timed the ball better than anyone on the day. He played some magnificent cover drives and things like that. And then Tim Miles, when he came on, he just continued the fire and brimstone, the pace and the bounce. He's bowled 4 overs, 2 for 14. He was the finisher. That was it. That was it. Again, Kunji tried. And then every time he looked like he was ready to take on the bowling, a wicket would fall at the other end. So he'd have to sort of steady a little bit. And then eventually he tried to, it was last chance saloon. He got bowled, and then that was pretty much the end. And Shoalwater were all out for 96, and Hall's Head celebrated the win. Very hard earned, but a great win. And it's amazing how the low scoring games are the ones that tend to put up a really, really good game. So well done to Hall's Head there, and well done to Shoalwater for putting on a great game and getting all the way through to the end. The way the two teams really interacted at the end, and it was just a great advertisement for pardon me, Peel Cricket. So that ends the Retravision Premier T20 League for another season. We'll be having a bit of a review of it and sort of seeing where we can go with it. But look, the sky's the limit. I think it's a great product. And again, we thank Retravision, ESA Sports, and Everlast Sports Drinks for their continued support of that great competition. Okay, let's quickly move on to what happened on Saturday, because there was some cricket on Saturday. And in a bit of a boil over, let's just go straight to it, eh? Let's go to the headline. The headline is Hall's Head are, well, they're not immortal. They can be beaten, and they were. In another low-scoring, tight thriller, Waruna, one of the teams that are in the race here, no doubt, for the Wyllie Cup, 9 for 110. They defeated Hall's Head, who were all out for 109. So it went all the way down to the wire. What a game. So Hall's Head won the toss. They batted, like I said, as they tend to do, and they were all out for 109. What a bowling display by Waruna. Dan Abel, that man, the spinner extraordinaire. I still remember the days when he was trying to bowl left arm sort of medium pace. And he sort of said, I've been mucking around with these. What do you think of these? And as soon as he bowled one, it was like, yeah, mate, just stick to those, I think. And it hasn't turned back since. And he's gone on to become one of the premier spin bowlers in country WA. 5 for 4. Yep, 5 for 4 off 6 overs. Amazing bowling. 3 maidens there. Big Prav Chahal, 2 for 22. And a few single wicket contributions there. Benny Wright, 1 for 10. So they bowled him out for 109. James Rudge continued his good form with the bat with 45, and Tim Miles with 20. They were about it. Yeah. So, Josh Rudge 5, Manuel 6. There's just no one really got going. The fall of wickets were 1 for 5, 2 for 16, 3 for 49, 4 for 77. You can see. And then at the back end, it was 5 for 93, 6 for 100, 7 for 105, 8 for 107, 9 and 10 all out for 109. So it was really, really good bowling by Waruna. And this was at Peelwood, by the way. And then in reply, Nick Milligan got him off to a great start. He got 32. Benny Wright got 19. And then it was the same. It was just a procession of wickets. And there it was just a team effort. So Scotty Martin, 2 for 16 off his 10. James Rudge, 1 for 31. Jake Wyllie, 2 for 30. Isaac Willie, 2 for 4 at the end. But it was Damien Stanley and Josh Flowers that got him over the line in the 43rd over, 9 for 110. That's a big, big win. Other scores, other winners. Warnbro defeated Secret Harbour by 7 wickets. Secret Harbour all out 155. Top scorer there was Luke Oliver with 42. Wickets sort of shared around by the Warnbro bowling attack. And in reply, it was that man, they all sort of chipped in there. Lewis Pegler got 32. Aaron Offer, who's a new recruit to the team, he got 23. Kane Standing, 42, not out. Yes, another not out for Kane Standing. He's the Reading King. And Sam Leash got 42, not out as well. That's a good win for Warnbro, the reigning champs. Shoalwater continued their march to the finals with a comprehensive 122-run win over Mandurah, who are having probably one of their worst seasons. And in their centenary year, it's not the year they really want to be doing it. But anyway, that is the way it is. Shoalwater batted first. They put on 227. Liam Richards, who we've seen do great stuff in the Retravision Premier T20 competition. He got 58. He led the way there. And some solid contributions from Kunjay, Cortland, and Norman. With the ball, it was Chris Cole who led the way for Mandurah, taking 4 for 40. In reply, Mandurah could only muster up 105, of which Chris Chalou got 21 of those, and Brett Ronan got 24. Strangely enough, off 9 balls with 3 4s and 2 6s. That man swings as hard as anyone I've ever seen in my life, which I love. Brad Ranford was the main destroyer there. He got 4 for 44. So big win for Shoalwater. And this is the game I wanted to highlight because we have a discussion with someone in this game. There were 2 centuries scored by White Knights Baldivis as they went on to score 6 for 381. That is the highest A-grade score for the club. As you'd expect, that is a big score. Leading the way there was the South African Brad Williams, 181 off 118 balls with 22 4s and 7 6s. We have a chat to Brad Williams just a little bit later on. And Roy Crouch got 102 off 80 balls there as well. So 6 for 381 off their 50. Bowling figures not pretty there. Not going to really talk too much about that. And in reply, Singleton, well, they pretty much waved the white flag because they were bowled out for 90. They were never, ever in the show there. And the main destroyers here with the ball, we had Bradley Rath. He took 4 for 14 off his 10. And Mitch Brown, former PCA captain, winning captain of Country Week, the last time they won Country Week. He took 5 for 32. as they rattled through Singleton, bowling him out in the 29th over for 90. So what does the ladder look like now? Pinjarra had the bye, by the way. So what does the ladder look like? We have Hall's Head. They're still clear on top on 85 points. Shoalwater steaming away in second on 70. White Knights, big win there. They're on 61. And in fourth, Warnbro have jumped back in. They are on 59. Waroona just outside on 54. And I don't think the rest are in the race. So it's still 5 into 4 there. That's going to go down to the wire yet again. How exciting is that? Okay, B grade. We'll go to the B grade matches there. And B grade had, I believe, did they? Yes, they did. B grade. Rockingham Hornets versus White Knights Baldivis. Big win for Rockingham Hornets. But forget about the win and all that sort of stuff. The big part of that day was the day had a guest player. And that guest player was someone that some of you may or may not know if you are a cricket follower and you sort of have watched the internet over the last couple of years and the European Cricket League over the last few years. Rockingham had Pavel Florin play for them. Now, he is from Romania. That's it. He's a Romanian cricketer, and he's made famous for the fact that he bowls so slow. He just picked up the game, fell in love with it instantly, and basically he travels the world now, sort of highlighting how much he loves the game. He's a bit of an internet superstar. Anyway, so Rockingham were able to get hold of him, and he guest played for him. He made 3 whilst he was batting, and Rockingham made 202. They comprehensively beat North Baldivis, who just can't wait for the end of the season. By 155 runs. They bowled him out for 47. So what did the great man Pavel Florin get? He got 1 for 14 off his 3. And yeah, anyway, that was the highlight of that game. So having a bit of royalty turn up to PCA cricket, which is fantastic. Paul's Head defeated Pinjarra by 7 wickets. So they're continuing their winning run there. Shoalwater Bay just continuing their run throughout all the grades. They're having a really good season yet again. They beat Mandurah by 106 runs. So they had a real good weekend against Mandurah there. With the bat, yeah, everyone sort of did a bit of everything and just checking with the ball. Did anyone do anything outstanding? Yes, there was. We had Jake Cassidy take 5 for 31. Warnbro defeated White Knights there by 21 runs. Low scoring game, 109 played 88. And with there we had, so we had Matthew Jordan take 4. Wow. He took 4 for none in 1.1 overs to basically wrap up the Warnbro innings. Wow. Okay. But White Knights could only make 88 in reply, where they had Hamish Burns take 4 for 19 there. Okay, so the B grade ladder, what does that look like? We have White Knights on top with 56, Hall's Head second with 53, Shoalwater on 51, Rockingham on 50, Mandurah on 49. They are the teams that are fighting it out. The rest are too far behind, so good luck to everyone there. C grade action, we'll just quickly go through the scores there. We won't go too deep into it because we're just running out of time here. Hall's Head defeated Singleton. We had Secret Harbour beating North Baldivis. Shoalwater beat South Mandurah. And White Knights beat Mandurah. So what does that look like for C grade? We have Shoalwater on top, North Baldivis, White Knights Baldivis, and Secret Harbour are making up the 4. Mandurah just sitting outside, and Hall's Head on 28, Singleton on 26. Geez, I tell you what, I think nearly everyone can make the finals there in C grade. Just depends on how their run home goes. So good luck to everyone there. D grade, the Wyllie Cup. We had Rockingham defeat Warnbro comfortably there by 81 runs. Hall's Head beat Shoalwater by 11 runs. White Knights defeated Waroona by 8 wickets. Singleton had the bye. The D grade ladder. White Knights on top, 124 points. Rockingham second on 110. They're clear first and second. Shoalwater third on 80. Hall's Head fourth on 71. Waruna on 69. Warmborough on 67. So 6 into 4 in that one there. If we quickly go to E grade. In E grade, we had Secret Harbour defeating Hall's Head by 100 or by 3 wickets, but they won. Oh no, they keep going, don't they? That's why. By 3 wickets. Yep. North Baldivis beat Mandurah. The Warmborough Derby, Blue beat Purple there quite convincingly. 194 played 77, and White Knights convincingly beat Pinjarra. 214 played 111. So with the E grade, the ladder looks like White Knights Baldivis on top, Secret Harbour second, North Baldivis third, Mandurah fourth, and Warmborough a chance in fifth. The rest are too far behind. And F grade, we'll go to the scores before the ladder. The F grade scores, well, surprise, surprise. Look, the Scorchers final caused a few forfeits, people wanting to go to the cricket, and I understand, and that was always going to happen in some of the lower grades, and it happened across the state. So Shoalwater and Rockingham were given a forfeit by Singleton and Hall's Head. White Knights Blue defeated Mandurah by 7 wickets in their game, and White Knights Gold lost to Warmborough by 7 wickets there. So the F grade ladder looks like Warmborough on top with 122, Rockingham on 121, White Knights Gold on 112, White Knights Blue on 105, and they are the top 4, and I think they will remain the top 4. That the order may change, but that'll be that. And in the ladies' semi-final, we had South Mandurah defeat Hall's Head to go through to the grand final, and Shoalwater defeated Warmborough. So Warmborough are knocked out. Hall's Head and Shoalwater play off this Sunday for a spot in the grand final against South Mandurah. And that is a wrap of cricket here in the Peel Cricket Association. Okay, we've had a lot happen this week. And like I said, there was one man who made 181. We'll have a chat to him, Brad Williams, right after this break. Okay, everyone, welcome back. We are here on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which is proudly brought to you by Retravision, ESA Sports, and Everlast Sports Drinks. And you could also be listening on Sport FM on 91.3. Okay, weekend just gone here. Round 15 of the Peel Cricket Association Premiership season, Wyllie Cup. It was a hell of a score run up by White Knights Baldivis. They broke all sorts of records at their club. 6 for 381 they scored. Yep, 6 for 381, and then bowled out Singleton, who was their unfortunate opponent, for 90s. That's a 290-run win. Now, I've got some stats here as well. Where are we? Okay, so that's the highest club team total for the club. They're a relatively new club. Highest score by a player at the club in A grade. And we'll just chat to this guy in a second. It's the second highest score at the club of all grades of all time. Big, big part of that is this guy that's on your screen, Brad Williams. New recruit this season from South Africa. Just a lazy 181 off 118 balls. 181 off 118 balls. Haven't finished yet. 22 fours and 7 sixes. So you do your maths. That's 130 runs in boundaries. So that's 29 balls. He scored 130, yet he made 181. So that leaves 89 deliveries, of which he only scored 51. So, mate, what was with the test match batting there?
Just had to give the opposition a bit of time to feel like they're still in the game, I guess, eh?
Yeah, well, welcome to the show. So just talk us through it a little bit. So did you, look, everyone, you've done this used to be your job, and we'll go into it a little bit more, but as a player, did you hit the first one or two and go, oh yeah, I'm on today, or not?
Yeah, pretty much. It was, yeah, defended a couple in the middle, and then I just felt, yeah, today's the day. And when they're bowling the ball straight into the middle of the bat, into the arc, making it easier for you, it's you got to capitalize. And yeah.
So I mean, Stan Twight, it's look, it's a tired square. We sort of know that. Ball sort of keeps a bit low. Was it actually like reasonably consistent, I guess? I mean, it wouldn't have been bouncing much, but it would have been okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a very bouncy wicket, but when we first got there and looked at it, we all thought, yeah, it's going to be quite slow. Played a couple of games there already this season. We thought we knew, okay, this is what we're going to expect from it. And it played actually a lot better than what we expected. It was quite true, not as slow as what we thought. Ball came onto the bat nicely.
Yep.
And there was fair bounce in it too. So it was actually quite ideal for batting conditions, that's for sure.
And which one were you on? Because I can never work out which one's east and west. Were you with the one in front of the pavilion or the one on the other?
The one in front of the cricket net.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Cool. All right. I don't know which side that is, mate. So
no idea either, mate.
The people listening will sort of know. So yeah. Brad Scott, look, that 181 got him up to 498 runs, although there are a few more that need to be added to that for the season. Averaging, 30 odd. He's got 102 50s, also all-rounder, bowling some medium pace, got 18 wickets with a 5-for as well. So he's got the 100s, he's got the 50s, he's got the 5-fers, averaging 15 and a bit with the ball, 13 catches. Do you give anyone else a go or what?
They always say there is no iron team, but there is me.
I'm taking that one. I like that.
No, you just got to, I always strive to give my best to the team, and if I can get into vital positions and whatever I can do to give to the team, if that means I have to try and do as much of it as possible, then that's what it's got to take. But yeah, I'll keep in mind. I'll keep the rest of the players involved next time.
So you've come. I mean, the accent sort of gives it away. You've come over from South Africa, and you were a first class cricketer over there. So played for Border, I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
Yep. So there's a few first class. I mean, it's a bit of a different setup than it is here in Australia. I mean, we've only got the 6 teams, but you guys have got a fair few.
Yeah. So it's going back to the whole 15 provinces thing now, to what it used to be years ago. So basically, all 15 provinces within the country are part of the professional setup, and we've got 2 divisions, so Division 1, Division 2, and then obviously the whole promotion relegation thing. So I think it's bottom 2 and top team goes up or something like that. So yeah.
Geez, that must get well, I mean, now that's back. I mean, I like promotion relegation. I think what happens is that means the whole season matters, like.
Yeah, exactly.
If you sort of know nothing's going to happen, and you know that, well, we're not going to win it this year, we're not going to finish top. You see whatever sport, the season can just drag out. You're going, oh, well, what's the point? Whereas if you know that, well, man, if we get this wrong, we're going down. Or if you're
100%.
I think it adds to the competitiveness, and then although there's a Division 1 and 2, it's probably, especially the top teams in the second division, I guess, probably reasonable. You know what I mean? So it's good competition, and is there much movement?
Yeah.
Is there much movement of players in the South African system?
There has been throughout the years. Obviously, I mean, prior to the whole 15 provinces, we used to be the 15 provinces along with the 6 franchises. So yeah, there generally tends to be quite a bit of movement and things. Obviously, contracts, the maximum contracts that a player can get is for 3 years. Thereafter, 2 and then 1. So generally, players tend to move around quite a bit. But I guess you see that wherever you go throughout the world, most of the structures are both pretty much similar in that sense. So, so yeah, you get to play with and against a lot of the guys quite often. So yeah.
You're going, hang on, I played it. Hang on, you're over there and you're over there. And so out of just again, to give the audience a bit of an idea of the sort of guys you grew up playing against and all that sort of stuff. So out of the sort of name players that the people may know of in the South African system, this is where you can show off a bit, sort of say, I whacked him about and all that sort of stuff. So.
Yeah, I don't know about the whacking about a bit part, but so I went to school with, played alongside, played against Aiden Markram, played against Rabada. I faced Morne Morkel before staying in games where they were proving fitness to get back into the SA side.
And did you just run away? Because I think most people just go, look, just
let's put it this way. That 100-odd balls, dots that I faced there, there wasn't much fewer than that when I was against them. So
Morkel would be ridiculous.
Good few bruises and things. Yeah, no, I think I always say to people,
Especially
I'd rather stay constantly than facing Morkel. It's horrible.
Especially because you're a lefty. And if he bowls over the wicket, your ribs have just got this big target.
Definitely. There were a good few bruises after that game on the ribs, the back, the shoulders. So
because he'd be getting him just off a very good length. Yeah. And not just going
very fun.
Not top of the bat, like above the bat. It'd be it'd be horrible.
It wasn't very fun at all.
Horrible. So with that, so you've come out here and you're playing, playing in the Peel Cricket Association, and we know where it is and all that sort of stuff. But are you enjoying your time out here?
No, definitely. It's been very, very pleasant. It's quite similar to obviously back home in terms of weather conditions and things like that. Took me a while to obviously find my feet within the game itself and getting the performances behind me. But yeah, it's been very pleasurable. People here are very friendly. So makes it a lot easier when you have people around you to keep you entertained and things as well. So,
and you got a great club at White Knights. I mean, it's a big club. A lot of people, a lot of fellow South Africans as well. And,
that was something when I came to Perth that I noticed. There's quite a lot of us here. We're slowly but surely taking over Perth. My friends always used to tell me, and family, it's back in South Africa, if anything ever were to happen to India, Durban in South Africa would be the next India. And I think you can say that in reverse to Perth being the next South Africa if anything were to happen to South Africa. So there's a lot of us around here. So it also makes it a bit easier when you've got a little bit of home back here. So
and does that include the food, mate? So is there things that you've sort of been able to find here and you're going, oh, thank Christ, they've got this here?
Yeah, the one shop in particular, Kalahari in Perth somewhere. When I found that shop, big smiles and relief was felt, definitely.
Okay, Brad. So I asked this of most people from Southern Africa, and that's the biltong. Now, from what I understand, there's families that have got recipes that are you don't part with them. Like this is your spice mix from your family be different to theirs, and you make it your way, and it's the best ever, and it's better than theirs, and all that sort of stuff. So. Does the Williams family have the special secret biltong recipe or not?
My mom's side of the family, yes. The Afrikaans side, my uncle's farmer and things. So we've got our own little recipe there that I'll keep to myself.
And you've been buying the good steak and dehydrating it and making your own biltong, or
not yet? I have been thinking of doing it. So in the process of building a cage and everything for it to
are you going to do you naturally dry it?
Naturally dry it. So it's the best way to go. It takes a bit of time, a bit of work, but it's the best way to go about it.
That's it's brilliant stuff, and it costs, well, as you probably worked out though, unfortunately, it's expensive out here, man.
Very, very costly out here.
Every little crumb you're going to be collecting them and going, no waste.
No, definitely not.
Oh dear. So like, what other things have you picked up? Being here in Australia, what have you sort of enjoyed? Like I mean, South Africa has got a hell of a lot in common with Australia. I mean, we're not that dissimilar, but at the other side, you've got you've got a deep African tradition that we don't have here. But are there things you picked up here in Australia you thought, man, this is good? Whatever it is, activities or food or.
Just the fact that people are always outgoing and people aren't generally wanting to stay inside, so always wanting to go camping or you guys call it
four-wheel driving, I guess. Or...
Four-wheel driving and things, so it's very enjoyable to see that. I've yet to take a trip down and do a bit of that, but that's definitely on the cards to do things like that. So.
You play cricket, mate. That's where you don't get to do any of that sort of stuff. That's why.
When the season comes to an end, we'll have those opportunities.
So the White Knights, they're sitting third at the moment on 61 points, and I mean I've always said this: you just want to get to the finals, and then you see what happens, because it's a new season. So, as long as you don't absolutely stuff it up from here, you'd think you'd probably get into the finals. And you probably saw on the weekend, Hall's Head, they are vulnerable. They lost on Saturday, so they are gettable.
Yeah,
I guess quietly confident is probably not the right term. I don't want to set you up for a fall, but are you thinking, hey, we're in this?
Yeah, we've been thinking about it most of the second part of the season, knowing that if we just keep doing what we're doing, obviously without, like you say, it's ours to lose now in a sense, getting into the finals. So as long as we know if we get into those finals, we've been chatting, we've always known that it will possibly come to a Hall's Head White Knights final, and we've been quietly confident that we can take them. We've had 2 goes at them already, so we kind of know what to expect. But obviously, we all know with cricket, you don't want to get too carried away, because it will put you down quite quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do believe that we can do it, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good to hear. All right, mate. Look, well done on the weekend. I mean, 181. I don't know what the records are. I'm still a newbie around here, but that has to be one of the biggest scores of the last while. That's for sure. 181 off 118. Big win for White Knights on the weekend. And just to confirm who you've got this week, you have got. You got Waruna. So
Waruna, yes.
They obviously coming off a big win against Hall's Head, so they'll be up and about. It'll be yourself versus one of your PCA teammates in Prav, Big Prav Chahal, who's having a ripper season as well. That'll be a good ding dong, I'm sure. You'll be at each other until you have a beer after the game. But that's
definitely the way it has to be. Play hard, enjoy the time afterwards.
Yeah, but it'll be a telling game, I think. Probably, I mean, for me, looking at it, Jesus. You guys have got Waroon and Hall's Head have got Shoalwater. So there's 2 absolute cracking games that are really going to set the season up here. I think it's it's here on now. You're starting to think finals. You're starting to work things out. So I think it's a big game this week. And good luck, Brad.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on the show. So that was Brad Williams, who's he'll be an Australian player soon. Coming over, you're trying to naturalise, aren't you? You're trying to stay or not? Well, you're migrating out here, so you're not an overseas player. Yeah. So he's not the overseas player. He's a local. Anyway, so Brad Williams plays for White Knights Baldivis. So I know that much. And he's been on the show here, the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. We'll be back after this. That was a great chat there with Brad. He's doing some great stuff. You can just see he's just starting to find his way. He's just getting used to the wickets and the surroundings. He's moved to a new country. He's got a lot of things happening there, but he's in a good place. White Knights, good club. He feel at home a little bit. There's a few South Africans running around there, but he's a lovely guy. Loves talking cricket. So if you get the chance, if you're playing against them, and you get 5 minutes with the guy, sit him down, have a good chat. Got a lot to say. Especially if you get a bit of a background in South African cricket, because we don't really understand. There's a lot of politics, and you might hear this and that, so you might be able to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. And someone that can actually tell you what it means and how it works and little things like that. But very good cricketer, and we may have open Pandora's box there, and whoever comes up against White Knights from now on, they might be on the end of some powerful batting from the left-hander. So well done there. Okay, massive week this week. So much has happened. The Pavilion has been proud to be part of the Retravision Premier T20 League. The grand final was spectacular. A lot of work that went into putting on the show, but the 2 teams were the stars of the show. They put on a great show, and well done again to Hall's Head Cricket Club, who are the 22-23 Retravision Premier T20 League champions. Look, good luck to everyone. Hope everyone got pumped on Saturday. Scorcher's win was unbelievable. If you were there, it was a memorable day. It was one of those nights that it's going to be, were you there that night? It was spectacular to see young a young punk in Cooper Connolly do the business, get 54,000 people screaming and yelling your name at 19 years of age. I can't even imagine it. It must be unbelievable. It was great to see the town painted orange. It was great to see so many people enjoy cricket. And like I said, T20 cricket is a big, big part of what's going to be. So get used to it. Okay, well, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, proudly supported by Retravision, where you get all the electrical stuff that you love. ESA Sports Agency. They make every sporting moment epic. Apparel, teamwear, coaching, Everlast sports drinks, memorabilia, events, collateral, promotional merchandise, anything sport. They are the people to go to, ESA Sports and Everlast sports drinks. That is the stuff to get down your throat. If you are listening on between 8 and 9 on Saturday morning, thank you for listening in on Sport FM 91.3. Thank you, everyone, and we'll be back next week. My name is Orazio Santalucia, and I am tuning out. Goodbye for now.
At Retravision, we know exactly what you want, like our lowest price guarantee. Buy now and pay later, and an extra 5% discount for RAC members. That's on top of all the latest tech from the world's best brands at Retravision.